On today's episode of Talkin' Baseball, we have old friend Jack Flaherty sit down with us and get a little chummy, and we talk baseball. How about that? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Talkin' Baseball. In these trying times, we hope you're all doing well. We hope you're not touching anyone or anything. Don't go near anything. Stay safe. And welcome to the show. My name is JOMBOY. Sitting next to me is Jake. And on today's episode with Trevor Plouffe and Jack Flaherty, we talk a lot about baseball. We asked Jack how he's doing through these troubling and no baseball times. What else did we say, Jake?
It was awesome. Hey, Jim. Jack's an awesome dude. Make sure you tweet at him. We're going to have some of the good sound clips and stuff also out on the internet, so don't be shy with those. Jack's the man, and I think it's just funny to see, like, a young dude whose career is, like, fully on pause, and it's like, what am I supposed to do? And I think the better part and what you and I like is we came into this with no questions. we asked a few along the way, but it's just a conversation. We've met Jack. He's a real cool, low-key dude, and he's he's one of us going through this freaking virus.
Yeah. Well, our job hasn't been put on pause. It's put on accelerator.
We have pause.
You have pause about having pause. I have pause about you having pause.
I was talking about the dog that you talked about getting last night.
I did not. My girlfriend, Caitlin, said that. Now people think we're actually getting one. We're not.
I'm excited for you guys. You're going to love it.
Not getting a dog in the city.
You're going to love it.
No. All right. Well, on that note, we talked to Jack for a long time, so it's the full episode, basically.
Yeah.
And here it is. I'll play the classic transition into it. Here we go.
We are joined by now recurring guest of the program, Jack Flaherty. #Don'tThink. Jack, what's going on, brother?
You know, just enjoying the time, home, trying to spend some time with the fam.
Yeah. You now live Plouffe's life. No baseball.
Yeah, pretty much. We're living the same life now.
Our life is just a little different.
I don't have kids.
Oh, wow.
How was this process for you? Like, where are you at with this? I know that you were taken to Twitter a lot. You've been active there, but your life kind of is putting you on something you've never done before.
Yeah, it seems like all my time has been spent on Twitter doing anything, any kind of list or whatever it is. That seems like how I've spent most of my time.
Do you want to talk about accidentally putting Klay Thompson in your
what do you mean,
starting
accidentally?
five? It seems like that was a mistake.
Why is that why?
Well, I mean,
you
could pick anyone.
I can justify it.
You could pick anyone from basketball.
No, I thought it was top 5 Clays.
Just for a team, I needed somebody who could play defense, shoot threes, and had no ego.
Oh,
that was Klay Thompson.
It's honestly a good sleeper pick, but like when you put Klay, you knew you were in for Twitter arguments.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I knew I was in for it. But in my head, creating that team, he was the guy that fit the role. And then I have Durant. Durant would have been the other starter. But I'll just take him off the bench to put up 20 points in about 8 minutes and then go right back.
Plouffe, your counter?
I don't pretend to know anything about basketball. I love the Lakers. The LeBron to the Laker thing has been difficult for me. So keep me in your thoughts and prayers. But I do know that putting Klay Thompson in an all-time great team is probably not right.
It wasn't,
in my opinion.
It was for a series. I had to make one team.
You know what list I liked a lot that you had on your Twitter was the all-time wiffle ball stances.
Ooh,
that was a fun one.
There was a couple that had to get left off just like Luis Gonzalez was definitely one.
There's only one must for me, and it's Craig Counsell. Like everyone ever has done that.
Everybody did Craig Counsell
in wiffle ball just to be like, what the fuck's this about?
Euclid.
Take on it.
Euclid
too.
Oh, Sheffield.
It's hard to even do that.
Sheffield, another one everyone's
Sheffield.
done.
When you had the wolf ball bat where you could do it as fast as you could. Absolutely.
Do it as fast as Gary Sheffield did with a fucking wooden bat.
With a real bat.
What a sicko.
Probably 35.
What a sicko. Trevor's pretty good friends with his son now, but we'll come back to that.
Ichiro also really good.
Ichiro, you start off the game,
Yeah.
Little jersey flick.
Let's do some baseball shit. We're a little slap happy, and then we'll just get right into the weird stuff. But do you have a throwing plan and stuff? I don't know.
I'm trying to stay in best shape as I can. We don't really have a timetable, but we can't just go back to zero and not do anything.
Right.
If something great happens and, in a few days we're told, hey, we're going to play soon, which doesn't seem likely, but you never know. So I'm just trying to stay in the best shape as I can.
Are you searching for hobbies? I'm reading this book.
I am.
Yeah, called The Cup of Coffee Club.
Hobbies.
And it's all about whatever. It's a book I'm reading, and there was a whole paragraph about the mindset that it takes to become a major leaguer. And there was a lot of quotes, and it said you can't have any other thing in your life besides a family. You can't have another hobby and make it to out of the minor leagues.
What do you think about that?
That's not true. In fact, I would encourage people to have hobbies.
Well,
I don't
baseball
have,
players in minor leagues.
What counts as a hobby though? I don't have any. I don't fish. I don't golf. I don't.
You don't think?
I don't know.
Yeah. We're gonna continue with that.
I just want to say congrats on reading the book.
But right before you hopped on, I was like, "Yo,
don't say it.
I am the biggest don't think person in the world, so it's kind of a shot fire at me, and now I'm offended because I've never thought."
Yeah, but
No, you just say it.
You're ruining the brand.
Oh yeah.
You're tearing it down.
I'll stop. I'll get away from the brand. That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Trevor, what were your hobbies in the minor leagues?
I mean, I guess you don't have a chance to really pursue a hobby, but in spring training, we've talked about this. Guys go fishing almost every day.
Those are the
if
pros.
you're in Florida.
Yeah.
So guys can do stuff, especially now it's gaming is everybody's hobby.
Yeah.
I guess that counts as a hobby.
Are you a gamer?
Yeah.
Not heavy with everything, but.
So you're currently searching.
I'm searching,
Okay.
trying to figure it out.
You need something to get away from the game every once in a while. When you have a family, that's what that is. And before that, it is anything. If you want to just sit down and get into a movie and completely forget about the day, I think that's really healthy.
That's how I spend my days. Is I'll watch movies and I'll nap.
Yeah. What have you been watching? Then? You've been deep in any Netflix
I just rewatched
shows?
Goodfellas.
Oh wow!
Yesterday.
Okay.
One of these days, I'm going to sit down and watch Parasite when I'm in the mood to read everything.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. Are you a Casino fan?
Yeah.
I like Casino more than Goodfellas, which I think is a hot take. But then I think there's a whole contingent of people that are like, no, I agree. Jake, do you have any thoughts on that?
I watched Parasite, and I liked it.
Okay.
I can't get into the Italian movies. There's too much.
I don't know why I don't believe you. For some reason, I'm there's no chance to watch Parasite.
So
he had to change the settings to times point and a half. So he watched Parasite in slow-mo.
Okay. It's going to be like that. No, I've actually got a pathetic American story about Parasite. Me and my girl, whatever. We went up to Aspen, whatever. And we were just having this nice couples weekend before we moved, and there was this small cute movie theater, and we were like, hey, maybe we should hit this up. And we looked at it, and the flyer was for some Korean movie that we'd never heard of, and we were like, who the hell is going to see this? And then a month later, it won every award. So we're like, wow, we're bad people. So I watched it, pretty good. But yeah, you can't have your cell phone out. You got to focus, and that's not my strength.
Yeah. Have you been watching any old sporting events? Jake's crushing old games right now, all the
old sporting. I haven't.
Yeah, the classics.
Dude, it's pathetic, man.
Yeah, want to know? We've been watching World Series games from 1972 to 77, and watching them and posting them on YouTube, watching and commenting on them. Have you guys ever dived into a full game from that era at all? Because we hadn't, and it is bizarre how different baseball is. Jack, almost every batter faked a bunt during the at-bat.
I have not dove into all those games and tried to watch them.
It's weird. That's not even an exaggeration. I'd say 75% of the batters at one point in their at bat fake lay down a bunt. Yeah.
Do you ever get the dumb questions that people are like, so Jack, do you really appreciate how Bob Gibson pitched? And like, how do you dance around those?
You say that I never really got to watch him pitch. I can go watch highlights or something, but you just hear everybody talk about him and the way that, you know, they just kind of revere him as a pitcher, and that you just kind of go behind that.
It's weird because, like, you know, even the Yankees we were watching, and I know a lot about Thurman Munson, but all I've ever seen were his highlights, not like the mundane moments. And he had this big double to tie the game, or to take the lead in the 9th inning of the World Series game. And he got to second base, and as soon as he got to second base, he just put he just folded his arms and just stood on top of the base. Like, no fist pump, no scream, no high five, just nothing. And we both lost.
Business as usual.
Yeah, it was wild.
He just slapped it on the table.
And then hit and runs. If there was a guy on first base, it was a hit and run, and they were trying to score from first almost every time. It's crazy.
It was a different game, that's for sure.
Do you wish
gone different rate?
As a pitcher, do you wish more hitters were trying to be like slappy and bunt and hit and runs, or would you rather that, or how hitters kind of are now, where it's like true outcome? Like, I'm trying to hit a home run.
You kind of get a mix of each, but those guys didn't strike out as much.
Yeah.
So they're putting the ball in play, and you get all those jam singles, those bloopers, or, you know, somebody just shanks one in the infield, but, you know, they didn't strike out as much. So those guys are, you know, kind of more annoying to pitch to sometimes.
What's going on? What was so I think everyone, we started asking around, and everyone's like, Corona moment was like NBA canceled, and it's like, oh shit. It's going down. What and outside, you know, your career being, you know, pushed back a couple months, or we'll see what happens, but what have you seen in society that was like your first god damn, like
that was definitely it. So that was a Wednesday, and once I saw that, I was like, wow, we're done. I said spring training's definitely over. We're gonna play tomorrow, and then who knows. And, you know, we went in, we had a meeting in the morning, went out, had the game, came in, and 5th inning, and by that time they had already canceled everything. So it was it all happened really quick.
Yeah. It's going to be so interesting with baseball, because baseball's a disgusting sport. Like, everyone's licking their hands, they're spitting all in the dugout. You know, you lick your hand, you touch the ball, you throw the ball to somebody else, they lick their hand.
Yeah. And you call us gross, Trev.
I know. I've really been thinking about things lately, and we're going to have to figure some shit out.
Yeah. I mean, our high five's going to be done.
Ooh.
Handshake's going to be over.
Handshakes are done.
Elbow season.
Handshakes are done. No more handshakes ever.
Handshakes are completely gone. I don't know why society, like, ever accepted that.
Baseball invented them, you know.
Well, we're going to cancel them.
It was the gay player on the Oakland A's.
Whoa.
A handshake?
Hello.
High five. Well, I mean, I said, hey, he was gay, and then they like ran him out of the league. He was on the
Billy
A's.
Bean, right?
No. He was on the A's. He invented the high five, and then they like ran him out of the league because he was openly homosexual. And then he just went to like a gay softball league in San Francisco and just crushed people.
Isn't his name Billy Bean?
Oh yeah. It might be.
It's not like Billy Bean, the GM, but it's
not the GM.
He would come talk to us.
I thought you were taking a jab at him. Damn.
No.
Trevor.
No, first of all, there's
Trevor
nothing wrong with being homosexual.
No,
I'm just saying, his name's Billy Bean.
I think you're right.
You think you guys think high fives are done forever, like in society?
I don't know. High fives, fist bumps, because people don't fist bump anymore. It's
fist bumps. I mean, even that, like, it's skin touching skin. I've been doing a lot of research on this virus and how it sticks to your skin.
So are butt slaps gone in baseball?
No, that's not cool. There's clothing. Glenn Burke.
There's no skin.
Glenn Burke is the man who invented the high five. And it was like in the 70s.
Interesting.
Yo, high fives aren't gone.
No,
I don't want to live in that world. That's all I have.
You're not a high
There's
fiver.
going to be some changes, man.
I'm just a toucher, man.
Yeah. Jake's super touchy-feely.
I'm like...
He's doomed.
I'm having a bad time with this whole Corona thing.
It's really affecting
I'll be honest with you guys. What's
How long do you think until Let's Go erases itself from the sports world.
Until Let's Go.
Excuse me?
Let's go.
Yeah, what?
Oh, never.
That didn't.
Yeah,
that wasn't around until like 2010s.
Right.
If you go back,
why?
If you go back to like the early 2000s, no one was screaming "Let's go." Like they were
Where did
screaming
that
like
come from?
like the early 2000s. It was like "Get some." That was like the 2000 to 2010 thing.
Interesting.
It's weird.
I've never thought about that.
But now everyone says "Let's go" after everything.
There's a lot of things, a lot of baseballisms. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Hun House. I guess "Let's go" is one. No one really says. What was the other one you said? Get some.
Get some. That's from like the early
Get
2000s.
some.
Yeah. Like I think that was Iraq War. It came from there.
Ooh.
I've never.
Are you like being
that.
serious? I can't tell right
Yeah.
now.
No, I am. Yeah, yeah. Like,
Wow.
you ever seen Generation Kill or read Generation Kill? There's a whole chapter called "Get Some." They yelled it a lot. I'm being very
There's been
serious.
a lot of
dude.
humble bragging by you about how you read books.
I'm not
Wow.
brag. I read a lot of books. It's not it's not a
Wow.
brag. I got a book right here.
Jack,
I read books.
who on the Cardinals? I'm trying to ask some silly questions without being rude. Who was like glad the season's pushed off?
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna phrase it like this: when the team gets told, who had drastic reactions, happy or mad?
Okay.
Like who had reactions that were different than the pack?
Nobody was like happy or mad. It was just, all right, I'm out. I'm going home. They're like right away. Some people were like, it was like, there's no reason to be here. They're not going to send us to St. Louis. I'm going home. I'm not naming names, but me and one other guy were on a plane right away out of there.
It's gone.
Let's get home.
Yeah.
Who's like nicked up on the Cardinals that might have missed the start of the season and now they might be in the clear?
See, now that's a better question because I can actually answer that.
Thanks, Jeff.
No, because we had guys. I mean, Miles, he was going to miss part of the season with.
Yeah.
And then who I think Andrew Miller was dealing with a little bit of stuff, but he'll be good. But Miles was the big one. You know, he was going to miss some time. Hadn't thrown yet in spring training. And then Jordan Hicks too. He's come back from
Right.
TJ.
Oh yeah.
So he should be, depending on when everything happens, but he'll be ready to go real soon.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it works out for us a little bit, but I'd still rather be playing.
Yeah.
Has Miles ever eaten a lizard in front of you?
No, we've tried to get him to do some things, but he's no longer doing that.
So got
That was
some
a one-time
one-time thing.
Hate when he does that.
Don't eat a lizard.
That's
Don't eat a lizard.
I've
Yeah.
got something that I'm starting to get excited about, and I'll get your guys' perspective on it. Maybe Trevor's too if he wants. But if this does become a shortened season, whether it's $120, 100, 81, whatever, the early numbers and everything on that is that the season becomes crazy. Like I read something that, over $162 games this year, the Dodgers had a 98% chance to make the playoffs. And if it's down to 81, that goes down to 71%. Like, does that get you juiced up at all to see what a shorter baseball season looks like? Or does that just seem fundamentally wrong? Or what's that seem from your guys' perspective?
Especially in your division too, which you got a lot of talented teams.
Every single game matters. You can't give anything away.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tight race, and all it takes really is one team to get hot for a month or one team to get cold, and it could just take you out of it, or some team you may not expect, they get hot for a month, and next thing you know, you're looking at different standings. But
we were talking yesterday about the Rockies. If you were to go back to last year, 81 games into the season, the Rockies were the fourth best team in the National League.
Wow.
So, like you said, man, you get hot for a couple months.
Especially a lineup like that, they could get
Right?
really
The whole
hot.
season.
Yeah.
And that's
They
why,
get really
162
hot for that.
games, things even out over time.
Yeah,
and,
eventually they even out. You figure it out, but you get it like that. Every single game matters. There's no games off. Like guys are gonna be playing every day.
Well, you ended last season with incredible numbers. Jake can rip them off right now.
You were really good. I don't care anymore.
Like, what if this season
not going to think about
you could do a full season of just that, and then 40 years from now when we look back at like what did Flaherty do in 2020, and it's like, oh shit, he had a 1.9 ERA.
Oh yeah, you could cook the books.
No one will be like, that was the Corona season. It was only half. We're just like, that dude was like good.
That would be crazy to do something like that. And shoot, man. I just want to play. That's all I know. Man. I'm kind of losing it over here, trying to find hobbies, trying to figure out what to do.
You're a list guy.
What are you doing? What are you doing to like throw right now? Because we obviously don't know when they're going to start the season up. So you can't like. Are you continuing bullpens? Are you just playing catch? What are you doing?
Playing catch, some bullpens, just here and there. We're trying to figure out a schedule as best you can, but with no real timetable. You just try to. Don't go all the way back to zero.
Yeah.
But we're not ramping up anymore to get ready for something to happen in 2 weeks. It's just trying to stay sharp as sharp as you can. Keep throwing a couple bullpens. You never know, Trev. You might get the chance to come stand in.
Whoa.
I need it.
I know you want it.
Wear a GoPro. Wear a GoPro, Trev. Right on the head.
I actually ducked Jack the last time I had a chance to face him in spring training. We were on a 2-day trip on that side of Florida, and they gave me the option to either play against the Cardinals or I guess it was the Marlins.
Unbelievable.
And I played against the Marlins because I knew Jack was pitching. I didn't want him to strike me out. Because at that point, I was horrible at baseball.
Smart.
Who'd you face on the Marlins? How'd you do?
I don't remember. But I do know I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure my last professional at bat, which was in spring training last year, I got a hit off Jordan Hicks, and that's a pretty
nice.
I feel
pretty good about that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You still catch up to it.
Oh
no, well, he was tipping his pitches.
Oh wow!
Whoa!
Oh,
yeah,
well, that's good to know. Thanks.
Trevor Plouffe trying to make headlines.
I got it.
Jack, that send you into constant like fear when you hear like another pitcher's tipping his pitches? Do you live in constant fear of that, or are you kind of set with your delivery? You got it all on lock.
I mean, we have guys watch and look out for that and try to see every single thing that you do. So as starters, you throw a bullpen whenever you're pitching in game. The other starters are looking and watching and just trying constantly to see if you're tipping something or what. And even guys out of the bullpen, we're watching them just to see if team is on a guy. We're checking to see, hey, is he tipping his pitches today? Is something going on? Or are these pitches just over the middle and these guys are they're hitting it because it's over the middle? So it's hard to just immediately go to, hey, I was tipping my pitches today. Normally it's, those pitches were all over the middle of the plate. You're giving them a good chance. So
I'll give it to you right now. I mean, I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. He was coming set, and I'll try to get in the picture here. Like his glove was like turned up like this on a fastball and flat on an off speed.
Interesting.
And it was really easy to see because it was right on his belt line.
Yeah.
So you could see his belt on a fastball, and he was like covering it on an off speed. So I got 2 fastballs in a row. They were nasty.
Yeah, he throws pretty fast.
And I knew they were coming. I still didn't even swing at them because they were so disgusting. And then he flipped me over a 2-strike curveball. I got a base hit.
Just waiting on the off speed, huh?
Dude, he was on 104 or something.
Hey, it makes it a little easier when you know it's coming, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just tell him that,
Let him know.
Yeah,
who's the dude on your team that's like
wearing a buzzer?
Who's you don't have to. Who's the guy on your team that's like the best at picking up pitches? Like who's the guy you'd go to, whether you're doing or that you just hear them seeing the other guy on the other team?
Goldie and Wieters. Yeah, Goldie's always looking for something, whether it's us or the other pitcher. He's always looking for something. He's catching on to something. That's the guy. He's pretty good at everything.
Yeah, we were blown away. We were doing our we ran through like every team getting ready for the season, and it turned out being a big kind of fuck you in our own faces a little bit. But Dude, Goldie's
so much work for nothing.
Goldie's nuts, man. Like last year was Goldie's like worst season as a pro, and he's still pretty much raked. Like that dude's silly.
He's legit, dude.
He's really, really good. Yeah, it was. You could call it a down year, just because of his expectations way up here,
right?
And he was still probably above league average and everything. Is what I would expect.
There was one year with the Diamondbacks where he started out so poorly.
Yeah.
That was 18.
And I was like, don't sleep. This guy is about to go on fire.
18, and he got crazy hot.
Yeah. He's another good wiffle ball stance guy. You know, with like that, like.
He definitely could be added now with that. You got some guys in the league now that could definitely be added to the wiffle ball. I don't know about UT Plouffe.
I look back at my career and I'm like, my swing was not that good. I had so many holes.
Let's get emotional.
I battled.
Keep digging, Trevor.
How long did you do it for, Trev?
What?
How long did you do it for? How long did you play?
I mean, I got drafted in 04s in the big leagues. I have a little over 7 years showtime. My bad.
Get emotional,
man. That's
you know what's funny is we're talking about those.
Air it out.
The all-time list, and everyone was putting like the all-time like it was like a do or die one game. These are the guys I want.
Yeah.
And Lane Adams, who was hilarious on Twitter, was like, if you've never seen a 92-mile-an-hour slider, like get the fuck off my list.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not making the list.
Yeah, because that's what's going on nowadays. So, like, you know, go ahead and put Babe Ruth's not on my do or die list right now.
That. Yeah, he's not wrong.
We were watching the World Series in like 76 or 77, and the announcer said something like, if you want to catch up with a 94-mile-per-hour fastball, you're swinging out of your shoes. And we were just like, that's slow now.
I got so much for having Jeter on my team, and I was kind of confused about that. I was like, did I miss something?
Dude, don't get Trevor going. It'll be the first time he'll get his nerdy defensive stats out. Jeter couldn't play good defense.
If you want to have a bad infield, go ahead.
He's the worst defensive shortstop of all time. That's because
statistically he is.
That's because nobody else lasts as long at shortstop as he did. He was playing out there with German Shepherd hips at the end.
Yeah, take out like the last 3 years or however many you need to do to butter knife it up, and you're good.
I don't think that's the case, Jim.
In his prime, he wasn't the worst, Trev.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Great.
Trevor, didn't you want to talk
about
No
one's putting 38-year-old Jeter on their list. Jack's putting 25-year-old Jeter on his list.
Gift bag out the door, Jeter.
Jeter's not on my do or die, like one game list.
I mean, he's one of the more like timely come-throughs and timely moments hitters.
Best hitting shortstop in the past, I don't know, 200 years, something like that.
I would put A-Rod above him.
I mean, and guess what? A-Rod's defensive stats didn't get shattered because he moved to third base. What did Cal Ripken do? He moved to third base. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeter in his prime. A-Rod.
You've always been such a big A-Rod fan because he never cheated the game, too, so that's perfect.
A-Rod moves off shorts to third base. Cal Ripken moves off short to third base.
Trevor
Another
Plouffe.
prominent figure who moved from short to third base, Trevor Plouffe.
I know.
Yeah.
I got you,
all
Big
the
Daddy.
same.
All same.
I was a horrible shortstop, and I was probably better defensively than Derek Jeter.
Oh,
my goodness.
I love that.
Can we edit that up and put it on just a quote board and tweet it out? And then we just have everyone coming
defensively, we were about the same, and I was horrible. So
BBD's taking notes. So.
Who was better looking, you or Jeter?
That's tough. That's personal preference.
Okay, good answer. That's good answer. Yeah, I'll throw myself in the mix.
That's another 25 versus 38-year-old Jeter situation.
Yeah, that's true.
When he went full, when the hair left, he whole changed.
It got weird. It got mixed up. Didn't
He's
you
a
want
pretty
to talk?
good-looking guy.
Didn't you want to talk about the USA team Stroman talked about or something, Plouffe?
No.
I like.
I think Jack should be mentioned. Like Stro, like let's go, man. Like get our boy, Jay Flair on there.
Thanks, Stro. Appreciate it, bud.
Why? Who did he have? He didn't have you on the team?
I mean, he didn't have everybody.
I think it was like the guys that were on the team.
Oh, okay. Trev, do you have a weird country that you could have gone and played for? Like, could you go play for Team France if you wanted to?
I don't know. I really haven't looked into it. That'd be sick.
I think you could. Like, the Team Italy was like Cervelli and then a bunch of Americans.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be serviceable for any country now.
Would you be excited to do that, Jack, to go play in like the World Baseball Classic?
I think it'd be cool. Just watching the last one that went on, and you actually get a group of guys to come out and do it. Just those atmospheres are completely different than anything you kind of experience.
You've done it before, right? U.S. team.
Yeah. I mean, high school is not the same, but
not the same. But it is really cool. It's a different.
Yeah. No, it's different when you have that USA across your chest going against different countries. But it'd definitely something to be cool to partake in.
I guarantee you're going to be on that team. If not, we're rioting. Like you're on the team.
I mean, I
should manage.
Wow.
Just throwing that out there.
Are you putting your name in the hat to be the manager?
Player manager.
I mean, you don't have to have any experience to manager anymore.
Check.
Yeah.
You check all the boxes.
You are very friendly. Yeah. Everyone likes you, Trev. Do you have a hard ass side to you? Can you tell people when they need to be told?
Not really.
So you're
you're
a great first base coach.
Really stupid.
Great first base coach.
Yeah, first base coach for me for sure. Third base too much pressure. I don't want that. Yeah, first base I just get the batting gloves and that's it.
I don't know why anyone would ever want to be a third base coach. Just so much. You just get called bad all the time.
Yeah.
They used to say you have to coach third base before you could become a manager.
Just so you can face the music of making the wrong call every now and then?
Mm-hmm.
It was, one of those things. They wanted to put you in through the ringer and make sure you're ready for it. But now it's just like, hey, are you young? Are you going to do what the front office tells you to do? Okay, you're in. You're hired.
I have a question that you're not going to want to answer, Jack.
Here we go.
How many coaches and / people in the clubhouse and the dugout do you look at and be like, what do you do here?
I will say this because
is it 5? Is it 10?
It's kind of a running joke on the team, but we just added a run creation specialist.
Whoa.
And he call him Packy. And every time we scored a run, we'd say, all right, dude, well, your job is done. That's why you're titled. We got you your one run.
Hell of a job.
Thank you. Great job.
That's funny.
No, it's just there's so many different positions being created. You wonder where do they all fit in.
When you Google run creation specialist, it's like MLB. It doesn't not even a thing.
They create new names, but you just kind of wonder how it all.
Like the Padres manager, Tingler, same thing.
Tickler.
He was the quality control coach for the Rangers, which no one knows what that is.
That's a new thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
As I was searching for our spring training trip, like looking for the PR guys, I was going through the front office of all these teams. And the way each team is structured is all completely different. They just make up names.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the reason they do that is when they're trying to poach guys from other organizations, the only way they can get a permission to interview or talk to these guys is if they offer like a bump. Like it has to be like a raise type thing. Like a what do you call that? A promotion, sorry. So they started creating all these things, these names and they're just names, but they're just titles, but they had to do that so they got permission to interview these guys.
We should start doing that.
How about that?
Yeah.
We make up our own job titles.
Yeah.
Jack, have you looked into any of the what's going on with CBA stuff yet? Or because I mean Trevor is oddly locked into that stuff. He's closer to coming for Tony Clark's job than managing the U.S. team. But do you?
Trevor, I saw your tweet today.
Oh, he's running hot, dude.
That's definitely a big topic.
Dude, service time is a crazy thing because it affects everybody.
It affects Jack.
Yes,
it affects everybody. But your Mookie Betts, that was a big thing I was hung up on. Was okay if it's not a full year, so would the Dodgers get him for a year and a half? Is he a free agent in the middle of next year? When he hits it,
Jack, that is genius. That is genius.
That's
All-Star
funny.
break, you get to decide where you want to go.
That would be the coolest thing to happen in Major League Baseball history.
That's hilarious.
That would be weird. That's
The
similar.
latest thing
Get
on
50
that
mil.
is- the latest thing that is out there is that MLB is proposing that, as of right now, 130 days would constitute a full year instead of 170. I don't know. Seems like an arbitrary number to me, but that's what's being floated out there right now.
Yeah, it's just going to be choose a number and hopefully
I
we
don't
agree on it.
know if you can. It's just got to be based on however many games we play.
Exactly.
Who are
That's going to be a
prorated.
full year.
Prorated. Who are the player reps on the Cardinals?
Andrew Miller and Paul Goldschmidt handle pretty much everything. So those are two pretty trustworthy guys.
Can you?
But I try to ask them.
Can you? Yeah, I would text them every morning and be like, "So what's the deal?"
I sometimes I do, and I think Drew gets a little bit annoyed. He's like, "Man, dude, you gotta stop."
Chill out, bro.
Miller's awesome. He answers any question that I have, but
That's fun.
yeah, they're good. They're well informed. They're
There's,
guys I can trust.
there's an article out there today detailing all the shortened seasons. Jake sent it to me.
Yeah, it's actually a good read.
And as ESPN, and one in like 85 or 81, there was a strike in the middle of the season from June to August. And what they did was they said, all right, before the strike was the first half. So if you were in first place, you won the first half. And then we're going to play the second half of the season. And if you win the second half of the season, you play the first half of the season winners. And that was the playoffs.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty wild.
I think that's what's going to be the interesting thing.
If you were the first half winner, you just didn't care about a thing.
I'm asleep.
That's true. You just got ready.
Oh yeah, you got 3 months to get ready for the playoffs.
What if one team won both halves?
I don't know.
Trevor,
Trevor, don't ask questions we don't know the answers to. Trevor, come on. Now.
Not a math pod.
I think that's the interesting thing to me is if when baseball comes back, which I think it's going to, is are they going to try to get like crazy creative and get outside the box, or are they just going to be like, we're not changing the schedule, play ball?
There's a lot of things floating around. I don't know what's going to be decided on.
Do the Cardinals have a nice second half schedule or a hard one?
The only thing I know is we don't come west in the second half. So we were supposed to have all of our West Coast trips.
Yeah, but you're getting a lot of West Coast time now. So
exactly. We were going to miss our LA trip. So I'm kind of soaking it in right now.
That's another interesting thing we talked about.
Yeah.
Like the strength of schedule is going to be strange because of if we just go by the second half schedule or whenever we start the games, you just can keep the schedule. Like there's going to be disparity big time amongst all the teams.
Yeah, it looks like you guys got a lot of Pirates in the second half, which could be nice.
We play a lot of our division come down the stretch.
Yeah, you got two series with the Royals in there. That could be nice. Giants, D-backs. It's pretty balanced for you, for the Cardinals. So
that division's
I got a question for you, Jack.
Jack or Jake?
The pro baseball player.
Okay, I'll sit this one out.
Would you allow MLB to mic you up during the regular season?
Ooh. Am I pitching?
When you're pitching.
It would have to be on a complete tape delay. You could not do it live.
Yeah, like the way the NFL Sounds does it. Like they would get your permission and release it the next day.
Which I think would actually be really cool where it was like that because I couldn't have a conversation with somebody and try to pitch. 2, you wouldn't be allowed to air half the things that come out of my mouth.
I'll just read your
lips. You would have to mute it the whole time. But if it was a sounds thing where it was you could do it, little bits and pieces here and there.
It's insane. I think that would be cool. It's insane that the NFL has been doing that since the 1960s.
Yeah.
And MLB has never done it.
Yeah, the NBA will do it. They'll mic up refs and then player when they have a conversation with the player.
The home plate ump should be mic'd up, and then you should just roll that the next Monday or whatever. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they have some great conversations at the plate.
Who's your favorite mic? Like he's behind the mound, and you're like, all right, I like this guy. I'm gonna look up. Ump.
Yeah, wait, what?
But also you can
if you
say
have a favorite friend named Mike either. This
or
is
a favorite microphone. You can answer that as well.
My favorite ump behind the plate, all of them.
Oh,
all right, I will tell you your actual favorite ump.
Good answer
for you. Have you ever been ejected?
No.
Is that something you'd like to do before your career ends?
Yeah.
In an honest question, like if you're 60 and looking back at your career and you see 0 ejections, you're like, damn, should have let someone have it.
I'll probably look back and be like, how did I not just one time?
Yeah, but you'll have that extra money in your pocket.
You know who never got ejected once in 20 years?
Who?
Derek Jeter.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
One of his more impressive stats.
Oh, God.
That is.
His glove ejected balls.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, DJ. You were always really nice to me. You also signed a jersey for me, so thank you.
You had him sign a jersey, and now you're
Wow,
doing
and you're
this
out
stuff,
here
dude?
like that.
Damn, dude.
That's crazy.
He's always really nice to me.
You're
It's
rotten.
funny, some guys get a pass on their play. He's one of them. I mean,
Your favorite ump is Tim Timmons. He's also one of mine because he's got a great name.
Tim.
Your parents named you Tim Timmons. It's tough. Like, you got to overcome a lot right away.
are you saying that because he is the most friendly to Jack?
No, Jack has the most starts with him behind the dish.
Are they good?
Yeah, and you have 30 Ks in 4 starts, so that's pretty good. 2.66 ERA. Your second favorite ump, let's see, is that you actually have games behind. Ooh, Scott Berry. Do you guys know these names?
Yeah.
I know Tim. And
I don't know Scott Berry either. But 2 games with Berry, 0.84 ERA, 10 innings.
pick him up.
He's like a middle-aged guy. He's not a young guy, but he's not an old guy either.
Not a lot of strikeouts, though. Dude, Jack, Hunter Wendelstedt, 20 Ks in 2 games.
He's going to keep going down the list.
We're just going to keep cranking that.
Yeah. I'll tell you your worst.
It's list season. No,
It is definitely list
Don't
season.
give him any beefs. What list have you been sitting on? What's
Gabe Morales, Jack. You see Gabe Morales. Tighten your game up.
Don't say it, Jack.
No. I'll take the cheese.
That's awesome.
What's the list that you've typed out in your Twitter and then you've deleted and you're like, I can't do that?
Yet there's been nothing that I'm like I can't do that.
Oh, you're just off leash right now.
There's nothing yet. We're about to do pick your MLB team to play in a basketball game and then football as well. Football could get very interesting.
Ooh.
Because there's so many ways to go.
Yeah.
Who's your quarterback?
This all time?
All baseball guys. No, current.
Oh, baseball guys?
Yeah.
God.
If you had to make a team, who's your quarterback?
Joe Mauer was like the #1 football recruit in high school.
Todd Helton used to play. Yeah, I'm thinking current. I mean, Tebow's a hell of an athlete. I don't know why you guys are laughing.
I've got a list for Jack.
That's tough. Jack, who even comes to mind for you? It's got to be a pitcher. Is it you?
I don't know.
What's this list?
It could be, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of guys who played.
Mike Moustakas was Chatsworth High's starting quarterback, and he can throw the pigskin around a little bit. I played catch with him before.
We're making a football team out of what? I missed the list.
Baseball player, football list.
Oh, I mean, A-Rod and Doug Binkavich were wide receiver.
We're out on the old guys. We're live.
Okay.
You and Trevor with the old guys.
Mike Talkman picked off Garoppolo in high school, and he runs in the outfield like a safety.
There you go.
So
like Stanton would be on the team.
Judge would be Gronk. Judge and Gronk are the same size.
Yeah.
Judge bigger than Gronk,
Stanton,
I think, actually, which is just
put Stanton and Judge out there.
Damn. Who's like the slot receiver? Harrison Bader?
He would definitely find some touches.
He's returning kicks.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like a Julian Edelman guy.
Well,
yeah, he's a Julian Edelman.
Okay. Who would be the quarterback on the St. Louis Cardinals?
Kershaw.
That's
once he gets traded there.
Early trade. But
on
no.
our team?
Yeah, who's
be Jack.
Myself or Daniel Ponce de Leon. He played quarterback in high school.
What would Yachty be on a football team?
Center.
He's
Rudy.
in and everything.
Long snapper?
Center.
Long snapper.
It's a feisty long snapper.
Be our center. I mean, that's the guy you trust. If you're a quarterback, I want Yachty to be center. He's coordinating your protections.
I like
That's a
that.
good way to put it. I have a real tough list for you, and then we're running.
Right.
Tough list. We could wrap.
Top 3 Trevors to ever play baseball. I'll give you some options. You got.
Yeah, I need some options.
All right, you got
I got 2 in my head.
Trevor. You got Trevor Hoffman.
Ooh.
Trevor Cahill.
Trevor
I'm
Williams.
better
Trevor
than him.
Bauer. Trevor Story.
Shit.
Trevor
better than
May. Trevor Richards.
You're
Trevor
fucked,
Plouffe.
You're
So
fucked,
just
Plouffe.
top 3.
Well,
Trevor Williams.
Yeah.
Trevor Williams. Yeah.
Trevor
May.
Hoffman.
Trevor Hoffman. Yep. 1.
You're just, what is this?
Top
Best,
3.
My favorite 3 Trevors?
No. Best.
Trevor Story's better than me.
Trevors to play.
I'll say that.
You'll say that one.
Me and Bauer, I don't know. He kind of did owe me, so I have to put
Trevor
Bauer.
Story,
in
and I'm
there.
gonna take you. I'm gonna take Plouffe.
Wow. That's
Thank you.
love.
Plouffe, I didn't realize
He
your
makes my
name
top
is very much of your birth year. All the Trevors in MLB history are in playing now. There's no from like the 60s or 70s.
It's just Hoffman, yeah.
Wow.
Do you ever try to go by Trey or anything like that?
No.
I'm picturing 17-year-old Cali Trevor Plouffe being like, this senior season, I'm going
Trev,
by.
what was your nickname in high
I'm
school?
going by Trey Plouffe.
I'm just straight up like abbreviated Trevor. Trev, a lot of people
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
Trev is
I don't
good.
have a cool nickname.
Trey's
It's
not
okay.
bad, though.
Trey's
If you wanted
not
a
it.
bad nickname, you could do Trey for sure.
Trey, that's a bad name. And Trey Wingo, like I saw this one video clip of him one
No.
time, and like I'm off of him. Sorry,
Yeah.
Trey.
That's so random.
Sorry.
Where that came
Quick
from.
Trey Wingo roast
are
at the
back.
end.
He was like yelling at somebody for something, and it just like I'm off this guy.
Damn.
So sorry.
All right, you got any questions for us, Jack?
Are you guys gonna make a new list once this season or whatever you guys did as preseason stuff?
Yeah, we're gonna do
once-
top guests. You're up there
Yeah.
right now. First
Well,
repeat guest.
I meant on your whole baseball preview that you guys said you did for no reason.
We did like 20 minutes on every single team.
Yeah.
That's good. Did you guys pick winners and everything?
No, so our audience ranked them from worst to best, and we released them in our audience's ranking.
They did like a pretty good job.
Pretty decent
It
job.
was a little scary giving the people power, but they did good.
Cardinals were up there.
Yeah.
They were the
so
top
season
central
started
team.
today.
Yeah.
Who would you guys have? What were your predictions?
God.
Dodgers are my number
You
one.
know what they're talking about.
No, Dodgers I think should be. I mean, they added Mookie and Price and Brusdar Graterol. He comes out of the pen for them like later in innings.
Star out of here.
Throws 100, dude. He was the best
You
pitcher.
Get out of here.
He was the best pitcher for the Twins in the ALCS.
Training's the one.
Training, they added training.
Yeah.
They upgraded every aspect of their club.
They did.
So that was probably my number one.
I mean, I've always been Cardinals.
No, he's lying.
So that's just
He's
what
just
that
saying
is.
that. You could see it in his face.
Oh yeah, I'm lying.
No, we said nice things about the Cardinals.
I think there's a clear.
The pitching and defense are great. We said that if like Goldie were to get hurt, the lineup looks a little different. I think that was our overall take on the Cardinals. Don't
Tommy
respond.
Edman,
Yeah.
my guy. I don't know. No, I think there's
I gotta-
there's a clear top tier. It's Dodgers, Yankees, Houston. And then I think that second tier is a mix of everyone, like fucking Nats, Cardinals. Who
Braves.
else is good? Braves. So
Cubs.
that's
Cubs
the
still
beauty
got a
of-
spot.
that's the
Twins are
be-
good.
that's the beauty of baseball, babe.
I got in trouble for saying the White Sox.
Yeah, Trev's a
Okay,
White
good.
Sox hater. He doesn't realize he is, and the White Sox fans are not happy with him.
Wow.
They really blew me up.
Yeah.
You don't give them a
But
chance
I
to
don't
win
really
the
care because I
division?
used to go in there and just rake. So suck it.
Jack, after you
Yankees fans too.
you got the microphone now, so your show. But like, are you sitting there right now and being like, well, after I collect my 10th Cy Young, like I'll just go into media because if these idiots can do it, anyone can do it.
I've definitely thought about doing it, but not just because you guys can do it.
Well,
You
thank
guys are funnier than I am.
No,
I don't know, well,
come on,
Jake
really?
maybe a little bit.
I'm
but-
very interested in whose stock ups and whose drops in a shortened season, like you kind of said earlier.
It's just crazy. I think that whole middle class of baseball that had this huge offseason, like so many teams went in this offseason, and now everyone has a chance that, like, if it is 100 or 81 or whatever it is, like Jack said, I mean, every game like matters. And let's be honest, in baseball, 162, that's not true.
No.
But like in an 81 game season, I mean, that's the only thing keeping my soul all right for now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
It's gonna be high stakes every time out.
Oh, I have one more real question before we go. I know this is dragging on. Did the balls feel different at spring training at all?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Noted. BBD, write it down. Balls felt different.
Well,
I like that.
Dude, Jack, appreciate you. And yeah, man, if you're getting bored and shit, we can do this.
Jack is the best friend of the pod.
Schedule.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Thanks,
Pretty
man.
easy schedule at this point.
Be
Appreciate
good,
it.
dude.
Always.
Watch some movies.
Enjoy all your free time.
I will. We'll watch a lot of movies.
Lists.
And that was Jack Flaherty. Sat down with us and Trevor Plouffe. Joined the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Some relaxed talk. Oh, I asked him some hard hitters, too.
Yeah, you did. You were tough.
I asked him to out the employees in his franchise
Yeah.
who he thought did nothing.
We had a stretch of hard hitters. Who wasn't excited or who was excited that baseball was over? That was a tough question.
Any of your teammates just cheer?
And
Hell yeah.
the Klay Thompson thing. Yeah, so go follow Jack on Twitter if you want to see a bunch of lists. I'm interested. I'm hoping he lets his weird knob come up a little bit. And he just starts doing lists of really weird stuff.
Well, as soon as baseball is back and before he goes to spring training, we need a list of his favorite lists.
List of lists.
Yeah.
So
that's good stuff.
thanks, Jack. We kept him for a while. So thank you, Jack.
Appreciate you.
Don't think.
You know what we didn't do? We didn't drop "You're not thinking" quote.
Oh wow.
We should have dropped this. We should have dropped this on him.
I'm not thinking. I'm never thinking. I mean, I need to do that soon.
Yeah. It's a famous.
Because there was a second where Jack thought I was mocking him, and then he's like, "No, if I've met someone who's never thought in his life, it's this little fucker." I'm not thinking. I'm never thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So we should have dropped that on him. It's a failure all around.
Yeah.
Scrap the interview. We need to do it again.
Thanks, Jake.